YouTube. Excuse me. I'm carrying on with my usual challenge videos. I'm on to Presidor Monte Bravo, so I thought what I'd do first is actually show you where I'm up to on that lake, as in the boss fish that I've caught. Now, as you can see here on this first page, there is one carp that I haven't caught, which is wedge, 50 pounds 6 ounces. I'm not expecting to catch that dude today, because if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I'm just using maggots or worms. I've got obviously every opportunity to catch him, because fish like that size will take smaller baits, but it's not likely. I've kind of neglected the smaller fish on this lake. I know I've caught Clarence there, but I still need to catch Tinks, Trigger, the Doctor and Hugo. If you look on the other page, you'll see why I've neglected the smaller fish. I've been catching all the big fuckers. I've caught this son of a bitch 3 times. Look, 7 times I've caught cheetah. So I'm doing alright for the big fish, it's just the smaller ones, I can't seem to find them. So let's get into it, let's go on to Preza. One thing I haven't actually mentioned... Press the wrong button there. One thing I haven't actually mentioned... I know I'm using the same tackle box in every single video, but I'm also using the same session settings. So I'm going for a 6 AM start, the day length as long, simulation speed 1 day equals 1 hour, light clouds, static, and obviously tackle box 1, which I'll talk you through now. It's got the size 12 braided hair rig, which is predominantly what I've been using. You might have noticed if you watched my previous videos that I mainly just fish over the silt. I've got a Waggler float rig in there, but I haven't actually used it yet during this challenge. And I've got a blowback rig and for some reason another braided hair rig. Blowback rig I believe it could be a gravel rig. I'm not quite sure. I'll get to the lake and I'll find out. Oh, that's a cool picture. Looks like a dragon, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm probably going to do this a little bit differently to what I normally do. In as far as I'm probably just going to be using one rod. I'm going to go with the chopped worms on it, on the back of the success that I had yesterday with chopped worms on St John's Lake. Which was really cool. If you haven't actually seen that, yeah, it's a gravel rig. I was right. If you haven't actually seen that, I would go and have a look, because it's a cool video. Streamed yesterday. It's just called Euro Fishing the Challenge, as all my videos are called. While I'm doing this challenge series. But yeah, I caught back-to-back boss fish. I'm not going to tell you what they were. Go and watch the video. So as you might have noticed in the little intro bit to this video, I have caught Megalodon out of here 3 times. I'm kind of hoping I don't catch him today, or I don't hook him today, because I've only got 15-pound line on. But in this sort of little area that I'm fishing in, Let me just pull out so I can show you. Past this line of rocks that's in front of me, that I'm walking onto now. There's a fish just walking about in front of me there. They cannot actually get to the right of that, and obviously over there there's the end of the lake, so they can't get that way either. So this is like fishing in a goldfish bowl, pretty much. It's really just a matter of just waiting for a fish now. See, I'm seeing fish moving about. I've just seen a big tail in front of me, and when I walked on those rocks there was one just to my left. So Dovetail Games, right, the guys who made this game, they're actually bringing out a new fishing game, which I believe is coming out in September. I might be wrong. I think it's like the 18th. And I think it's called Fishing World Sim or World Fishing Sim or something like that. And I've seen the trailers for it. It kind of looks a little bit like Fishing Planet. I don't know if you ever played that, but Fishing Planet for me, I used to like it until I actually started playing this game, and then I realised, yeah, this is much better. But Fishing Planet, the menus are all just ridiculously complicated. That's a £9 bream to start us off. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the menus are ridiculous on Fishing Planet. And as I was saying, the trailer for this new Dovetail game looked a bit like Fishing Planet, which I was sort of like. Fishing Planet is a free game. You can download it on the PlayStation Store. It doesn't cost you a thing. Obviously they've got the microtransactions in there, they've got the in-game purchases, so if you want to go down that route you have to sort of pay. But I just sort of, I think if you grind it out and actually just keep fishing, you can make all the money on it, and you can actually buy the rods with the in-game money, not actual money out of your own wallet. But like I said, it was a free game. This new game from Dovetail looks very similar to it. And I was thinking to myself, well, why would I want a game like Fishing Planet for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 quid, whatever they're going to charge for it, when I can just play Fishing Planet for free? But then I sort of thought to myself, well, maybe it's not like Fishing Planet, because maybe it's got the same sort of game engine as this game, only with a bit of like bass fishing added into it, like lure fishing. And a couple of people have said, like they've agreed with me 100% that it does look like a rip-off of Fishing Planet, but because it's a Dovetail game, it's not going to be another Fishing Planet, it's going to be better. So when the game does come out, I've caught a little catfish here, by the way, by the look of it. When the game does come out, I am going to buy it, and I think my first experience on that game is going to be shared. I'm going to live stream it. I'm sure other people are going to do that, So if you want to go and watch them instead, feel free. I don't give a shit. It's your life. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. As soon as that game comes out, I'm buying it straight away, and I'm straight on the live stream. There is actually another game coming out later this year, I think the 14th of November, that I'm really looking forward to, and it's nothing to do with fishing. It's nothing like this at all. It's just something that I'm into. It is Fallout 76. That's another game that I'm sort of a little bit skeptical about, because all Fallout games so far have been single player. That's a £30 8-ounce catfish. That's cool. Yeah, they're all single player. It's like a free roaming game. You do what you want. You can build your settlements. You can build up your character however you want to. So you can be like a stealth character. You can blow shit up. Whatever you want. And I'm really into that. Like the way that you build up your characters in these games. And Fallout 76 is going to be fully online. So there's no NPCs in it at all. Every other person that you see is going to be another player. I'm not sure I like the idea of that. Because if you put time into like settlement building, so you're building structures in your settlement and you're sort of building your character up and everything, someone can just come along and wreck it all, and then all your hard work has just been ruined by some knobhead. What's this fish doing? Yeah, so I'll recap a little bit on the fish that I've caught so far in this challenge. Oh, nice little bream. £6.12. I actually thought it was a bigger fish than that. But anyway, the first lake is the observatory. I caught a boss roach on there called Roasted Toasted. That's what got me onto the next lake. The lake after that was Lorraine or Lorene or Lorena or whatever, however you say it. I don't know. I'm not French. I wish I was though. The bastards won the World Cup, didn't they? Yeah, on there I caught William Lakesby, who I was quite proud of that, because that's the only fish that I haven't caught out of there now. Is a tench called Salty. So one more out of there. I've caught all the fish out of the observatory. I've caught all but one now out of Lorena. So just one left out of there. After that, I was on to Digger Lake, where I caught Platy. It was like a 20 odd pound, like maybe 26, 27 pound mirror carp. That put me onto St. John's, where I did a video yesterday. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to spoil it, but I did catch back-to-back boss fish. If you want to know which fish, watch the video. But that brings me to where I am now. I'm at Presa del Monte Bravo, or Presa for short. I'm doing a little spot of stalking down what we call Cat Alley. You see on the map there's a bit of a wang that sort of pokes out round at the top. I'm fishing in like the bell end. like I said, this part of the lake is like a goldfish bowl. They cannot get... I'll see if I can prove it to you. They can't get further than that. See, the fish is trying to run away, but it can't. For whatever reason. There is a way to get under the water on this lake. I'm not going to show you how to do it or anything. But there's no actual physical obstacle in the way of the fish there. So I don't understand how they can't actually get away. So what I got here? Oh, a little cool looking common. Big tail on it. £19.2. That'll do. You may have noticed I've actually changed my casting style. Because I'm not casting very far, I'm just doing like an underarm cast. On the PlayStation you do that by pressing the R3 button. So you just click in the right stick. I don't know how you do it on other platforms, as in Xbox or PC. But on the PlayStation you just click in... Is it the right stick or the left stick? One of the sticks. You just click it in and it goes into underarm casting for you. I'm actually going fishing tonight, guys, by the way. I've mentioned in videos before that I don't normally just target carp, but tonight I am going carp fishing. I'm going overnight tonight and for a few hours tomorrow as well. The venue that I'm going to actually does have catfish in there as well, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to catch my first catfish tonight, or maybe tomorrow. The trouble is, I'm taking a couple of rods, and I've got all my gear out this morning to test it, as in my bite alarms and stuff. I've got 4 bite alarms, only one of them is working. So I'm thinking, for like overnight, I need to pull one rod in. Because I'm not going to be able to know if I've got a bite or not overnight. So that kind of sucks a little bit. But I've bought loads of baits and what have you. What I'm taking with me is luncheon meat, which I'm going to cube up, and I'm going to add pepper to it and everything, so that makes it more attractive to the fish. I've got sweet corn, which I'm also going to add pepper to. And I've got pepperami. I bought about 5 bars of pepperami. So a good selection of like meat baits and a little bit of veg for them. So like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get my first catfish. And if I catch a couple of carp along the way, I won't be disappointed. I won't hold it against them. There's a lot of tails moving about round by where my bait is. They just don't seem to want my worm. Oh, this one does. Oh, it's a catfish as well. Just as I was speaking about catfish, one comes over and eats my worm. Yeah, so I'm going fishing with my brother and his mate tonight, which should be cool. So like my brother was around here last night, we did a bit of shooting together. Just like we set up a target in the back garden, we had his like his air pistol, like a BB gun. And we were shooting at like an archery target that I've got set up. That was pretty cool. I do quite a lot of shooting, to be honest. I never go hunting, but I do a lot of target shooting. I've got like I've got a crossbow, which is like it's like a sort of pistol crossbow. I use that quite often, which is, like I say, why I've got the archery target in my back garden. Yeah, so that's just another one of my hobbies, just like besides making YouTube videos and gaming. I honestly thought it would be quite easy to catch a boss fish on this lake, because of all the boss fish that I've caught previously. I've caught a lot of the big ones, as I showed you at the start of this video. It's hard to find the smaller ones though. I caught one of the boss roach just by fluke, and that was Clarence. So I still need Tinks and Trigger and Hugo, which I think is the boss bream, the Doctor, which is the Tench, and then the carp that I need is Wedge. I keep saying need. I don't need these fish, I just want them. If that makes any sense to you. It's like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. I'm having a struggle with this one. I don't think it's a big fish. I think it's just being a dick. There we go, he's in. Well, it's not exactly a small fish, is it? £19.14. So yeah, I'm actually hoping to beat my personal best tonight. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know what my personal best is. It's a £6 mirror carp. But as I've explained in the past, the reason for that is that I don't usually just fish for carp. I'll go coarse fishing, so I'll be catching the roach, I'll be catching the chub, I'll be catching the bream, whatever. So I don't normally just target one specific species of fish, but tonight I am going to. I've got catfish as a species that I'm targeting, and my secondary target is carp. What kind of carp? I don't care. Big carp. Whether it's mirror carp, common carp, crucian carp, I don't care. Big carp. That's what I'm after. But like I said, my personal best is £6, so big carp to me is anything bigger than that. This one's having a bit of a runabout, stretching its legs. I don't think it's a boss, but when you're fishing in this bell end bit, it's kind of hard to know, because normally you'll know because the fish will take out loads of line. In this area they can't, because they've got boundaries. They can't get any further to the right than where it's just gone there, and they can't go further to the left because, look, that's the end of the lake. Put that drag up a little bit, see if I can get him in. I don't know what this is. There we go, now it's in. This... well, it's got potential. Look at that, big mirror. Oh, fuck me, it's wedge. I apologise for the swearing there, but that's the only carp I hadn't caught out of it before. That's awesome. Really happy about that. So now there's only 4 bosses I haven't caught out of this lake. That is going to do it for this video, dudes. I'm going to leave it there. I might get back on tomorrow and I'll let you know how I got on tonight, which obviously tomorrow will be last night, but I'll let you know how I got on with me catfishing. See you later, dudes.